Manchester active and defending.
I think it's like
people, deluded. I'm back again. Good morning to everyone out there. Hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hope everyone's having a great week. We've started the Friday with good news. Money is not walking out the door. The young talented player is close to committing his future. Big up my guy DeRoche. I normally do interviews with him. He has exclusively an hour ago broken the news that Reiss Nelson is set to agree a new long-term Arsenal contract. Who knows how long that is for, but for what it's worth, the real good athletic journalist, and I'm so proud of this guy, man. We started our careers at the same time. Reiss Nelson is set to agree a new contract with Arsenal. Big up Art for that one once again. The expected new 4-year deal comes to recognise the 23-year-old as an important member of the squad as Arsenal return to the Champions League next season. Nelson's contract was set to expire this summer, but extending his stay will take some weight off the club's shoulders. He will follow Aaron Ramsdale's Saka in committing his future to Arsenal this month, as well as Martinelli and Big Gabriel earlier this season, and there's talk of Benjamin White, Odegaard, and a couple of others. It was revealed by The Athletic last summer that Nelson would get chances to impress under Mikel Arteta this season, and the winger has taken the opportunities that have come his way. Against Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth. Actually towards the tail end of the season when he has come off the bench, he's done all right, really and truly. He said previously, and again, everybody knows, last year towards the end, any interview he was doing that would listen, they were saying that they would like to get this man on a new deal. And maybe in hindsight, he would like to sign a new deal. Maybe in hindsight, he was always going to get a new deal, but the priorities were the Sakas, the Martinellis, and all of the Ramsdale and these things of this world. He previously said, I've been here since I was 8 and Arsenal was all I know. I'm only a couple of minutes away from the stadium. All my family is there. So, of course, I'd love to stay when asked. And obviously, he's a bit of a cult hero, and again, big up to him. I'm happy he signed a new deal first and foremost, because like a lot of you, while he hasn't really got to where he was projected, we're all big Reiss Nelson fans. He's a Haylender. He's a wide man. He's done all right this season when he has been given minimal opportunities. And whatever you say about him, we're letting money walk out the door. Now, had he not have signed this deal, and again, until he's holding the scarf and the shirt, we have to be easy a bit. We're letting money walk out the door. We would have been entitled to a fee if we offered him a new deal. He rejected it. He's just met the cutoff period, being 23 and whatnot. Obviously, it's the second contract saga in a row with Eddie Nketiah last year. And you have to big up his agent, because I'm sure the same agent that is Bukayo Saka's, he's got a good clause for getting that deal done. He's, has Balogun, Eddie Nketiah, Reiss Nelson, Saka, and a couple of other players under his stable, and you look at a couple of players who probably could move on. So shout out to him, really. The development should allow Arsenal to concentrate more on their priority of signing a new midfielder. So I'm happy for him. There's obviously depth. He's 23. He's homegrown. He helps us a lot. What I would say to Reiss Nelson is he's had to think long and hard about this. Now Arsenal are in the Champions League. Arteta does like you. He's been saying he's liked you since you were 16. You're still on the peripheral of things, but you've now kind of become a go-to man off the bench when needed. Now it's about, really kicking on, because you're 23. As Arsene Wenger previously said, once you get to 23, it's now time to kind of stop the shenanigans. You kind of arrive. Only he will know if this is the right decision, because if I look at it without emotion and what you could bring to the squad, how many times have you played for Arsenal since you've been exposed to the first team? How many games have you started for Arsenal? How many games have you started in the Premier League this season? How many games have you started consecutively? How many minutes have you actually played? When I look away from the romance and look at, if I was Reiss Nelson, what I've got to do to become a better footballer, I'm not saying it's wrong to sign for Arsenal and commit, and I hope he continues and gets some first-team football. But at the same time, it could have been better to leave. And also, you've seen Arsenal linked with the Diabys and whatnot of this world. Now, Mikel Arteta isn't going to directly tell everybody his plans, but you'd imagine if his agent, which I believe he was doing his job at Reiss Nelson, they asked the manager, honestly, where do I stand? How do I increase my importance to you? What are your plans in the transfer window? Because there's also been times where Reiss Nelson hasn't been in the squad, full stop, really and truly, in which Arteta has said it's down to other tactical and technical decisions and people impressing in training. Not saying Nelson isn't, but now he's got to commit. And if I'm honest, I see Reiss Nelson as a bit of a wild card. You know, there was an injury against Nottingham Forest. He got to come on. Bournemouth, obviously we were going for broke and chasing the game. So now it's about becoming a genuine option within Arsenal's first team. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, people. So yeah, I'm happy that he stays, because it means we've got another winger that can play in the squad. I mean, obviously I'm a big fan of Reiss Nelson. He's a Haylender. It finally looked like he was turning the corner. It'd be a shame to let you go. Also, we can't forget, he might still leave, really. I'm not saying he would, but if a club wants to buy him, you know, he's been linked with Nice, Brighton, West Ham, a bunch of clubs, AC Milan. He's signing a new long-term deal. That means we get some Guala in it. And, you know, we're in the Champions League next season. It's a good time to be at the club. I'm sure he wouldn't want to leave, really. Again, when you look at the minutes, I'm focusing on the Premier League, you know, the very fact of, you know, Saka, not comparing him to Saka, just looking at Saka's younger than him. Everybody's journey is different. But Saka's close to 200 appearances for Arsenal Football Club. Nelson only has 65, 7 goals and 7 assists a match. But now he needs to chase that 100, because at 23 years of age, you probably should have 100 career appearances at Arsenal Football Club under your belt. Obviously, when you add in what he's done at Hoffenheim, Rotterdam, and obviously Arsenal, he has done that. Again, he's played only 10 times out of 37 games, 38 on Saturday. He has had injuries, but he's only played 10 times. Big him up with you know, he has to have had one of the best goals to minutes ratios in the Prem, despite not scoring that much. But 10 appearances, 3 goals, 2 assists. He's only played 171 minutes. That's barely 2 games. So again, obviously, other things were happening at the start of the season. He did have some thigh injuries and problems that disrupted him. He has kind of struggled with injuries at times this season, but he's more or less been on the bench. Obviously, he made his name against Nottingham Forest, done his thing off the bench with 2 goals, 1 assist. Didn't really get significant game time, had a short little setback here, you know, really missed a lot of football. Obviously, Bournemouth got 21 minutes and a goal and assist, made it count, got 18 minutes against Fulham, found himself on the bench, cameo roles against West Ham, Southampton, City, Chelsea. Chelsea looked fairly positive off the bench, didn't really play against Newcastle, helped us chase the game, which was already lost by the time he came on against Brighton. So if he believes this is the place for him, if he believes he can genuinely lock down a spot, why not? And we'd all love Reiss Nelson to look like the Reiss Nelson he was projected to allegedly have been when he came through the academy, because that's another winger that could potentially challenge Saka. I personally think if you asked him, he preferred to just play anywhere, but he'd love to play off the left. People forget he can do the thing in the 10 role. So I'm happy for him, really and truly. And I hope he believes that he's here for a reason. I hope he wants to take, whether it's Martinelli or Nelson or Saka or Martinelli's spot. Go and take someone's spot and show the manager that you need to start on a consistent period. We're going to have a lot of games next season. We're going to need you in it. So I'm happy Nelson's committed his future. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm happy that it's been done. Obviously, this follows Bukayo Saka and a number of other contracts. If we could bring in some midfielders and address other areas of this squad and confirm Saliba to a new deal, we might do all right, people. But on that note, hope you all stay blessed. Hope you're all having a great week so far. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Without you lot, it couldn't be done. So to my long-term subscribers and followers and supporters of the content, appreciate you lot for watching the vid. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. Stay fit, stay healthy, and I'll see you lot again, man.
There's always that active and that defending.
I think it's like